This is the Beyond Barriers Unscripted podcast.
And something interesting about me is that I would really love to travel. I'm very interested in different cultures.
Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Randy Owen. This episode, we speak with the folks over at Careers Plus. Careers Plus is a program through Society for the Blind that focuses on assisting young adults with visual impairment to achieve success vocationally, socially, and educationally. We are joined today by Richard Rueda and Elizabeth Campos, along with a few of their students from the Careers Plus program. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you, if you enjoy the show, to please consider subscribing and sharing with a friend. If you have any ideas for the podcast or just want to say hi, my name is Randy Owen, and you can email me at bb.unscripted@gmail.com. And now let's listen in on our discussion with the folks over at Careers Plus.
Yeah. So, and thank you, Randy, for bringing Careers Plus, Liz and I on, and we're honored to be on Beyond Barriers Unscripted. It's a great program, and we do have three students, and I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves in just a minute. We've got Patricia, Pavel, and Alejandro, who all have been a part of Careers Plus for the greater part of the last year, and a little longer for some. So, what we thought we would do, and I'm going off some of the questions we had sent over to review, is if you guys, and this is something we do very similar on our Careers Plus calls that meets every Thursday, is asking our guests, in this case our students, to introduce themselves by telling us your name, where you are from, and where you are as a student. And you guys have got this. And the last question, something interesting that you would like the audience to know about you, like I play piano, or I love peanut butter, or I like playing with dogs, whatever. So Pablo, we'll start with you.
Hello, my name is Pablo Castro. I'm calling from West Sacramento, and I'm visually impaired. I am in 11th grade, my junior year, and one thing is that I'm very smart with technology.
All right. Thank you, Pavel. Patricia, welcome.
Hi, my name is Patricia Figuer. I'm 16 years old. I'm calling from Sacramento, California. I'm in high school. I'm in my junior year. And something interesting about me is that I would really love to travel. I'm very interested in different cultures and yeah.
So Patricia, where would you like to travel?
I would like to travel to a lot of places, but I've always wanted to go to Africa I don't know why. I've just always wanted to go.
Fantastic. I love that curiosity, and we're going to go more into that in a little bit. And thank you and welcome. And last but not least, we've got Alejandro. Good evening. Welcome.
Hey guys, how you guys doing? My name is Alejandro Cervantes. I am calling from Brentwood, California. I am in 9th grade, freshman in high school. And something interesting about me is that I am a big wrestling fan. I love professional wrestling. I've been watching it since I was 5 years old. So, yeah.
And you were telling us the other night on the call that you want to be what?
The first international blind professional wrestler.
Now that's awesome. And well, the three of you, welcome to the call. And Liz, do you want to follow up?
Yeah, sure. So I'm really glad to be able to be here tonight with all of you. And coming on to Careers Plus as of January has been a lot of fun. And I would like to kind of get the ball rolling with a question for the three of you. And just thinking back, you have been a part of Careers Plus for a while. And, we've had a lot of guest speakers, a lot of conversations about blindness skills and getting ready to go to college and facing that, and facing, employment out there. So my question to you, the three of you, is, out of all the skills and things that we have talked about in Careers Plus, which skill do you feel that you need the most to be able to move forward, thinking about graduation, thinking about going to college? Which skill do you feel that you will need the most to be able to get out there and go to college or become that international blind wrestler? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think one of them is probably advocating.
Okay.
Yeah, I've learned a lot of advocating on Careers Plus, and I've been getting better at advocating, like at school and stuff. So I think that's a skill that will help me a long way, make me go a long way.
Good. Could you unpackage that for me a little bit more? So when you say advocacy, what are you talking about? For those people out there that don't know what advocacy is, can you go into that a little bit deeper, please?
Yeah, well, like me, I'm like, there's like teachers that are like, I don't know what they think of me, but like, they're like giving me all these like print stuff or stuff like that. They aren't sending in my stuff, and I had to like advocate and tell them, hey, you have to turn this Braille thing in for me or stuff like that.
Okay.
And that's just an example there. I don't know.
Okay. Great, thank you.
Let me, and this is Richard, let me follow up with that before we move on. What has been the biggest challenge over the past year while school has been remote or in distance and advocating for yourself? What has worked and what hasn't?
Well, I recently came back to school. I like in person with my aide. So I think that's something that helped me out. The hardest part was probably like the technology stuff, because I had to like learn all this technology stuff, and like teachers were like expecting for me to like to know all these like Canvas and all these things, and I'm like, hey, I never really used technology before, so I'm like, need to kind of like calm it down a little, you know.
Did you learn anything from that? Did that challenge become like a asset to you, or like a strength?
It did, because it made me have to like learn how to use like more of my technology. Like the laptop is a good example. I used to not like using the laptop, but I was kind of forced to like it, kind of thing.
How's your experience been with Canvas?
It's been okay. I've gotten better from like the beginning of the year to now, because now I could do like little quizzes on Canvas and stuff like that. Before I didn't know how to do anything. And I'm still getting used to it. There's like certain teachers that are like, no, I want you to turn it in through Canvas and not email, kind of thing. And I kind of go like, well, it's in my IEP that I could use email. So I sometimes use the email thing more than Canvas.
So Alejandro, if Liz and I came to you on Monday and say, hey, we've got 5 ninth graders who need to learn how to use Canvas, can you teach them? Would you be able to?
Oh, I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say that I couldn't, but I mean, I'm not that familiar with it, you know? Like,
but you're willing. You would be willing to do so.
I would, yeah. Like, I know how to go in, and I know how to do those kind of things.
Awesome.
Okay. Cool. Okay, good. I like that. So advocacy is that skill for you that you know is what's going to get you ready for that next step. Very nice. I like that. Patricia, I have to call on you. You know, I'm not only your mentor, but your tormentor as well. So what skill set do you think you will need when you graduate high school and get ready to go to college or Africa? What skill sets do you think you're going to need?
I guess confidence. I hate to say it. I hate to say how like sometimes I do feel like I have a lack of confidence, even though I like to think I'm so confident and I'm like, you know, let's go. Sometimes I do get scared, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's those moments where I'm like, I don't want to be an adult. I feel so small.
Wow. Yeah. That's a very powerful statement.
Yeah. It's just, That's the truth sometimes. And then other times I'm just like, I'm ready to go.
This is Richard. Do you have strategies that help you work through confidence through certain situations?
Yes. And it does have something to do with Careers Plus. I do remember like the guest speakers, and my little mantra thing when that comes up is like, if those guest speakers could do it as blind people, then I definitely can too. And that's how I like kind of pull myself out of the what am I going to do kind of state.
Rabbit hole.
Yeah.
How does it feel when you've walked through that fear and you come out on the other side?
It's like, wow, I did it.
Yeah.
And I could do more.
Great. That's 2.
Speaking of coming out of your rabbit hole, Pavel.
Your turn.
So I'm pretty much in the same boat as Patricia. I feel like I'm lacking confidence. Some days I feel like I'm confident than others. And what really gives me confidence is the people who care about me, like my teachers, my parents, and the guest speakers at Careers Plus who have experienced this. So I've been thinking, if the guest speakers can do it, so can I. And also and repetition has also helped me boost my confidence. With things I cannot do, I just keep trying over and over again until I can get it done correctly.
Cool. And we know that, in my position as being an orientation and mobility instructor, repetition sometimes is what it takes for mastery, and even just to build that confidence, right? To be able to get out the door and do something. Sometimes we have to practice that skill over and over again. Pablo, is there a skill in particular that you can think of where repetition has been important for you to be able to get better at that skill?
Probably more technology skills, because I've been doing a lot in Word, submitting all my assignments digitally versus in Braille. I mean, I've done digital before; it's nothing new, but it's just gone. This method has been used more and more frequently, and I'm just trying to get used to it.
Okay, so practice.
Yeah,
Very
I'm
nice.
trying to dig myself out of the rabbit hole.
All right. I'm going to go with a fun question, guys. So we'll go back and forth. So we'll kind of lighthearted and heavy hitting and everything in between. What do you guys like to do for fun? What's exciting to you? And is it something that is easy for you to do? Is it hard for you to do? Who wants to take that one? Like, I like to go swimming and hiking and river rafting and doing crazy things in the outdoors. That's what makes me happy. What makes you guys happy? What do you do for fun? That's
Going
not
to
school
Careers
related.
Plus.
Oh,
Yeah, I could go. Something I like to do is make YouTube videos. I recently started. Well, it's almost a year already. This past July, I started a YouTube channel, and yeah, I just like making videos and editing them and stuff like that.
So what's your YouTube channel? What's the name? So how can we find you?
It's Double A Dub Club. It's in all caps. Double A and then DOUB CLUB.
As a young man who is blind, how do you do YouTube videos? Like, for people who are watching or listening, how does a blind kid do YouTube? Walk us through that, Alejandro.
Oh, all right. Well, it's sometimes kind of hard, like with the setting up the tripod. Sometimes I have to there's showing half my face, or sometimes I'm it's not even showing me, or stuff like that. So I have to redo a couple of times. But often my brother or my friend or someone helps me out, hold the camera or something like that. And yeah, I just edit the videos through my phone. It's just easy to do it through there.
Is there a certain software that's accessible that allows you to edit your videos?
I use iMovie.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Great. That's awesome. We have to check that out.
Yeah.
Patricia, Miss Patricia, who likes to travel the world or who wants to travel. What do you do for fun, Patricia, when you're not being a school academic good straight A student? What do you do for fun?
I get A's and B's. So there's a YouTube channel. There's like a lot of these, and what they do is they animate stories. They claim to be real, but we all know they're fake. And what I like to do is me and my friends get on Zoom and we like react to them, and it's just really fun.
Okay. Is there anything outside of the house that you like to do for fun?
I used to love shopping at Walmart. I used to love shopping at Walmart with my family, but COVID happened and I wasn't able to do that no more.
Well, let me go back and ask you a question, Patricia. I know you've shopped with your family. Have you had a chance to do any independent shopping without folks around you, like asking for customer service or just aimlessly walking around through Walmart going, hey, look at this?
Does this count? I went with my O&M instructor, Miss Shyla. Miss Shyla, if you're listening to this, shout out to you. Love you. Mwah. Anyway, I don't know if but anyway, I went to Bath and Body Works with her once, and she put me out there and I had to ask for public assistance. But yeah.
What was that like?
I was so nervous. Honestly, I was so nervous.
Did you conquer it though?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one of the things that Careers Plus has done a lot. Before COVID, we would go to the mall and we would let you loose. We'd give you some instruction, but we would do those lessons where you have to ask for security or you have to ask for customer service or directions and getting assistance and finding your way around the mall. It's huge and scary, and the noise pollution in those malls drive me bananas, but we do it. And it's one of the tools we use to help you build confidence. So thank you.
I'm gonna
go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm going to link a link to a video from My Story Animated, which is the king of those fake stories, so that anyone listening can listen to it and see why this is so fun.
And wait, you were on My Story Animated?
I watched them.
Oh, I thought you were on it.
Like, we react to them on Zoom. Why?
Oh, okay.
You watch it too? Yeah,
I watch it too.
I love
it. You get hooked into it. Like after the first 2 minutes, you're hooked into it.
And
are these? Go ahead.
The titles are so weird.
Yeah, and like the thumbnails too.
Really?
Yeah.
So this seems like a mainstream thing for a lot of teenagers these days. Is this accessible to you guys? Like, is there enough content so you can? Okay. How is it accessible?
It's mostly just like they just talk, and they're like animated like characters on, but it's mainly about the story that they're telling. It's usually it's like some lesson or something that they try to teach you, kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I should be making one about using a straight cane instead of a folding cane, and then you will listen to me. Can't blame me for trying.
I made my students use a straight cane. Now I'm a.
And
this is where Randy inserts a sound emoji of a cane tapping in the background.
That's right. And everybody clapping. Yay!
And then what they do is like, "Hi, I'm Liz, and I want to tell you about." They always started out like that.
And they always say, "Subscribe and you'll live 20 years longer" or something.
So going back to the rabbit hole where Pavel's at, Pavel, what do you like to do for fun?
Probably watch stuff online, YouTube, Netflix, anywhere.
Are you accessing any of the audio description features when you do that?
I try as on as many videos as I can, but sadly, not that many videos have audio description in them.
Outside of the house, when you're not online, Pavel, what do you do for fun?
Spend time with my family.
All right. So my next question for the three of you is thinking back. Okay, so going back to a whole year of Careers Plus guest speakers. I want you to think back, and can you please tell me which of all of the guest speakers we've had on made the most impact on you and why? Okay, so let's really think about it. So think of all the guest speakers we've had, all the teachers, all the lawyers, the scuba divers that we've had. Think back and tell me who has made the biggest impact in your life and why.
I don't remember her last name. Her name was Lucy, and she worked as a I think it was evangelist for the accessibility of something at a college, or it was UC Berkeley.
Oh, the one with the technology, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was good. I liked her.
Yeah, she was so relatable.
So her name was Lucy Greco, and she works at UC Berkeley, helping the university make their websites and all the programs that they use accessible. So she sort of jokingly called herself a accessibility evangelist, even though that's not her actual job title, but it resonates. That's why she says it, because she's blind and it gets frustrated so much with inaccessibility that she made it her mission to do that as a job.
Really cool. So Patricia, what is it about Lucy that, what was it that made an impression upon you?
That she took it upon herself to make stuff accessible for people, because I get mad when stuff isn't accessible. For example, last week my session expired on Zoom. Like, that was so, I didn't know what to do. I spent a whole class period trying to figure it out. And it turns out that all I had to do was sign in with Google, but the buttons weren't labeled so that VoiceOver could read it. And so I spent a whole hour putting in my password and my credentials. I got locked out of my account because something was wrong. And turns out all I had to do was sign in with Google, but because the buttons were not labeled, I could not do that. I had to click random buttons to, until I finally
I do the same thing.
I finally found the Google one.
I heard someone else was saying that they could relate to that. Not being able to find buttons. Who was that? Was that you, Pablo?
That was me. Alejandro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alejandro, so
I do that a lot. I if I can't find something, I just start pushing a bunch of whether it's on the computer or on my phone or anywhere. I just start pushing a bunch of buttons until I eventually get it.
Until something works.
Yeah.
So what about you? Can you think of a speaker that we've had in Careers Plus that made an impression on you? And can you tell me a little bit about why they made an impression on you?
Yeah. So there was a lot. I'm probably forgetting some, but probably one of the main ones where I don't remember his name, but he was he had the guitar. He sang really good.
Oh, Daniel.
Daniel.
Yeah. I think it was him. I thought he was really. I thought he was really cool. I felt like I could relate to him kind of.
Pavel.
Probably I don't remember his name, but the guy who tried to learn how to grill. That shows because it taught me that you're not limited to what you can cook. If you want, you can start from an oven and move up all the way to a grill if you're confident enough. Because normally I wouldn't be cooking at a grill if I learned how to cook.
Just a follow-up question. Thank you, Pavel. Are there other speakers you guys have thought of oh man, if I had to pick more than one that you liked?
Lisa Maria.
Okay.
Surprise.
Why Lisa Maria? What is she? Hold on 1 second, Alejandro. Why Lisa Maria?
Because she likes to travel like me. I want to do my role model.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I think we're talking about the same person. I think I was gonna say the same person. There was like 2 guests that day, right? And
yeah.
I was gonna say them too. I just like how they taught us about traveling and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darren Grisham, my friend in LA. Yes, because he's traveled to Europe and okay. So traveling. Okay. It's giving Liz and I homework to figure out who's next.
If I pick another one, it'll probably I'm gonna steal yours, Mr. Richard. I forgot her name, but the person who tried to make everything accessible. Her goal was to make everything accessible. Because we do need accessibility. More accessible programs.
So maybe you were talking about Lucy again?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thinking back, the last 5 years, what has been one of the greatest accomplishments that you're proud of that you didn't think you could do, that you're like, oh my God, I did this. I accomplished this. It can be anything, guys. It can be anything. And what were some of the skills that were involved?
Passing it through 6th grade.
Okay. So what?
Yeah, well, it was, first of all, it was like a new transition from like elementary to middle school. And this isn't like a shoot or anything or anything like that. I was just my teachers didn't really know how to deal with a visually impaired guy, so they weren't that good.
Were you losing your vision, or was this something?
No, it was at the time was the same as like 5th grade or elementary. It's just they didn't know what to do, kind of thing. They had like someone follow me during lunch, or someone follow me to the bathroom even, because they thought I would get hurt or whatever.
Okay.
It was just frustrating because I was like, oh, I could do this. I don't need their help. But they were kind of like, oh, well, he's just lying to us. He doesn't want our help, and we're gonna get hurt, or he's gonna get hurt, or they could sue the school, and they were saying all these kind of things, and it was just frustrating to deal with like my case manager at the time, or people following me like that. So yeah, and then I moved on to 7th and 8th grade, and my case manager was really good. He was understanding and stuff. So yeah, I consider that as an accomplishment, because it was like almost every day there was something that came up in 6th grade. I was like, oh my God, kind of thing. Like I can't.
You conquered it, but you overcame it. Do you think of anything in particular that kind of helped you through those challenges, or those beliefs from sighted folks who didn't think this blind kid should be on his own, or going to the bathroom on his own, or tying his shoe on his own?
Well, I'll say thank you to my mom for helping me out, and for dealing with like having to listen to like everything that I said when I came back from school. Because I would, like, almost every single day I'd be like, oh my God, they did this today. Oh my God, they said this. And for her telling me to just keep going, and for talking to them, even though it didn't really work. And also thank you to my my Braille teacher, O&M teacher at the time. He also helped me out a lot, and making them like stop the lunch, follow me at lunch thing. Ended up stopping like halfway the year, because he talked to them.
Yeah.
And yeah, he helped me out. He helped me out so much too. So
you had a support system, is what it comes down to.
I did, yeah. Even though at the time I felt like, oh, no one supports me, type of thing, But like when I look back, I kind of go, oh well, my mom supported me, my O&M teacher supported me, kind of thing. So yeah.
Well, that's important. No, that's very valid. So, and thank you, Alejandro.
Yeah.
How about you, Patricia?
I'd never thought I would be like this, like what I am right now, I guess. Again, nice. Thanks to Miss Shyla. Mwah, again. my O&M instructor, she really pushed me really hard to do that. And I think if it wasn't for her, I'd still be passive.
So let me follow up with that, Patricia. I know there were times you had reached out to us and you had said, hey, I'm having trouble with a person my aide. And so I think you got some advice and you advocated so that wouldn't be as much of an issue, correct?
Yeah. Basically what would happen is they would put my aide into breakout rooms where, and for context, this was during the pandemic this year, and where like I would be with other people and like students, but they would put my aide in the breakout room too. And it was really uncomfortable because, you know, they would think that she was also a student, but she wasn't. And now they knew that there was somebody that was disabled in the class. And I was like, what are they going to think about it, you know?
Oh my God. I could so relate to you kind of thing.
Yeah.
But this is recent for me. So they're going like, teachers are like I put something in the chat, like private chat to them. And they're going like, oh, Alejandro, did you need help with that? Like in front of the whole class. I'm like, come on. I'm like, this is embarrassing.
I can relate with that. I'm with you, Alejandro. And I can relate with you with that. When I put something in chat and teacher asked if I need help with that.
Yeah, I know. It's like
my chemistry teacher, she's like, so my aide's name is Salena, and sometimes she'll be like, okay, I'm gonna put you guys into breakout rooms so that you can work on stuff. And she's like, there's these two guys that work together, and she's like, Alan and Levy and Patricia and Selena, and it's like they
do the same for me too. Like there's another guy in the class, and then they're like, hey, this person and whoever, you guys go in your group, and Alejandro and my aide, you guys go in your room. Please accept the invite or whatever, you know. I'm like, just put us in the freaking room, you know.
Just stop mentioning the.
I know, and then like I don't want the whole class to know that I don't have my Braille material with me, kind of thing, you know. And it's like the whole class already knows because they're like, "Oh, really? You didn't get it? Oh, well, here we could try this." And I'm like, oh, "You want to go to a breakout room and talk about this?" You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, before it was
maybe advocate and ask to not put your aide in the breakout room.
I did.
What?
Yeah.
My aide doesn't follow me into breakout rooms.
Oh,
and they
good.
were putting her also in classes where I didn't need her, so that was another thing. And I said no, I don't want her in my history class. I don't want her in my English class because I don't need her.
And how was that when you told them? How was the reception on that? What did they get it? Did you have to speak up more than once? Yeah, did they get their feelings hurt? What happened?
They got their feelings hurt when my history teacher kicked her out. She didn't let her in, and the company person, she's like, "Can you readmit her? We got word that she got kicked out." And my teacher's like, Patricia has said she does not need an aide in this class, and I'm going to honor her wish.
Oh yeah, let's go.
All right, go
awesome.
teacher.
That's awesome.
Very
I love
good.
it. Thank you guys for sharing that. And I know it can be vulnerable, and it can be, you want to be kind of just like a regular kid, and you don't want to be isolated or kind of acknowledged, So I can only imagine what that feels like. Pavel, do you want to share out sorry, go ahead, Alejandro.
I think this is just like I don't know. I think this is probably just like a teenager thing, right? Like probably when we look back, we're not really gonna carry, right? I mean, is that what you guys think? I don't know. That's what I think.
Say it again.
I said I think it's like maybe like a teenager thing, right? Like you want to fit in type of thing. But like I feel like in like 5 years or even less, we're probably not even gonna care about the embarrassment and Zoom or whatever, right?
Well, I honestly, one of the things that I can tell you guys in, just teaching O&M at any age, there are going to be things where people just kind of, you feel like you're put on the spot. either because you're using a cane or because you have a really cute guide dog, and people just want to stop and admire how awesome you are. Yeah. So I think the things that you guys are experiencing now, are really good segues for when you are in adulthood and you are going to those college classes, and you have to have these kind of conversations that can be a little bit uncomfortable sometimes. But I really like how the three of you have found ways to make it happen on your terms, whether it's talking to your other teachers, whether it's talking to your parents and letting them know that this is happening. That's really good advocacy and problem solving as well. So good job.